favorite TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Evening and welcome once again to Sister Talk. I'm glad that you could join us tonight on another episode of very interesting people and topic, that is stay-at-home moms. I'm your host Linda Talam, and I'm glad that you can join us tonight for this show. I'd like to encourage you to like and follow our social media platforms, and also to share your feedback, your thoughts. Where are you watching us tonight from? Ask your questions, give us your experience if you're a stay-at-home mom. And I'd like to encourage you to invite all those who are in this category, stay-at-home moms, or those who are wondering whether they should stay at home or not stay at home, and also those who've been having stereotypes about stay-at-home moms. This is the show for you. Of course, in the recent past, we've had cases of mothers who experience their children being tortured, their children going through a lot, and some have opted to stay at home because of those reasons. Some have opted to stay at home because they want to homeschool their children. And of course, this is it's not something that we can look down upon, because everybody has a choice to make when it comes to how they want to raise their children. So tonight I'm joined by two very great guests who will be sharing their story tonight. They are stay-at-home moms themselves. So I want to hear their experience, how long they've been staying at home, and how is it for them? Was it by choice or by circumstances? So our first guest tonight is Eunia Joseph.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
I'm glad to have you.
Thank you.
Then we also have Faridah Kazungu. Yeah, Faridah is also a stay-at-home mom, and welcome.
Thank you so
to
much.
the show.
Thank you.
So all the fans of Eunia and all the fans of Faridah, this is the time for you to send your shout outs, and also let's hear from your side what you, where you're watching us from, and engage us. I'd like to ask you to engage us tonight. So let me start with you, Eunia. How long have you been married and, staying at home, so to speak? Yeah.
I've been married for 1 year, 7 months now. And I've stayed at home for 1 year, 7 months.
Wow.
Yes.
So you are still in your honeymoon?
I'm still in the honeymoon phase.
Honeymoon phase.
Yes.
All right. How about you, Faridah, sorry.
Yeah, I've been married for 3 years, 3 years, 1 month. And I've been home, though I've been going as I come back, I freelance. Yeah, so freelancing is good for me, being a stay-home mom, so I also have good time with my baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been home for about 3 years, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, Eunia, did you choose to be a stay-at-home mom, or it is circumstantial, or why?
Well, I believe nobody decides just to stay at home for no reason. For me, I just didn't choose to stay at home. I had very many reasons, and one of the reasons was before I got married, I used to stay in Mombasa.
Okay.
I used to work in Mombasa my social life, my social capitals, and every connection was in Mombasa. So by the time I got married, I had to move to where my husband was working, and that is Limuru. So when I went to Limuru, I had to leave and give up my work, to give up my connections. So I had to start life from a scratch. And that is how I found myself home. So I started being a housewife.
Yeah.
And then after there, now I'm a stay-at-home mom. Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. So you had to give up everything.
I had to give up my
know,
job,
the
my
live and
friends,
cleave.
my yes, that is it. That is the word.
Yeah. You literally left and cleaved to your husband. How about you, Faridah?
Personally, I can say mine is a bit different.
Yeah.
When you were planning for a wedding, maybe let me say 6 months to a wedding, I had to resign from where I was working to concentrate on the wedding preparations. Then from there, immediately after wedding, I got pregnant. The first trimester, I know it's the hectic one, so I could not do anything. So I just stayed at home. Then after I got, after delivery, 8 months down the line, I was called to go back to work. So I would go and leave the baby. So on my going, the whole day, the baby would cry the whole day. So I felt like, no, even if I'm at work, I don't have peace. So I just had to leave everything and come back home and stay with my baby.
During that period, had you employed a nanny?
No, I had just a friend who was staying with her, but let me say, they did not click. She never, the whole day she would stay with the baby on her back the whole day. So I said to myself, now I'm looking for cash. Now pesa tena, it will go to the hospital. What for? Let me leave it. And then I just had to quit.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Have you had experience of employing a nanny?
Yes. I have one. We are having a good time with her at home. She's of good help, because I can say mothering is, especially for first-time moms, it's such a tiresome work, but of course a good work. So I had to employ someone to help us with the chores and all that, because I went through a CS. And of course there is that time that somebody needs to heal, especially the back issues and all that. So yes, we have one at home, and she's doing an amazing job, I can tell you. Yes,
that is great. So let me ask, are there challenges of being a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, for me, challenges are there. Yeah, everything, I can say everything has challenges. Everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. So for me, being at home, I have had several challenges. And of course, advantages are there as well. Yes. So for the challenges, I can say, first, when I got married, the challenges were so much in a manner that I was almost feeling I made a mistake. When you leave your work, you leave everything. You are used into having money the way you want to use it. So now you're here in a home. You don't know anyone. You are staying at home. Unangoja kupewa. You get? So and when you ask for something, it's also Eunia nini, and you're like, I need money. I need money. So I felt like I made a mistake. I felt like maybe this was not the right man. Maybe this was the wrong decision I ever made in life. So those were some of the challenges I experienced. Yes, and when you're having such mixed reactions, your marriage won't work. So I had a lot of hiccups during that first period before I started adjusting and accepting that this is my life, but it's a season. So before that time, I really had a rough time.
So what are some of the adjustments that you had to make before we come to Faridah, especially now? You've mentioned about money. Yes. You are used to having your own. Now you have to ask for money for everything.
Yes.
So what did you have to adjust?
So number one thing that I adjusted, I started some programs online. I started some programs online, and those programs were, I started teaching people how to cook. It's my profession. I'm a hotelier, but I have professionalized on cooking. So I started teaching people on cooking. I had to mobilize women. I started telling women, you don't have to struggle with what to cook, when to cook, how to serve, yet I am here.
So you sort of became a content creator, or in terms of cooking, or?
Not a content creator as such, but that was my work, because if I trained someone to cook, they will pay me. Yes. So I will even make a menu for somebody who does not know what to cook. I make for them a menu, they pay me. So at least hapo nikaanza kushika and then I started adjusting. At least I had some cash for credit. You know how it can be frustrating calling someone from work who is in the meeting, I need credit. It's so embarrassing. It can be so embarrassing. So that's how I started adjusting. And then with the skills that I have, I used to cook for people at home. So I go out, cook for people who have events in their houses. I didn't want outside events because I didn't have utensils, I didn't have all that. So people who had events in their homes, I could go, offer my services, go back home and become a housewife. But at least a housewife with something.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So let me welcome a few people who've joined in. Vera Wambua, welcome so much. She says, much love to the sisters of Chail. Ruth Otieno, thank you so much. Laura Ndisha, Maggie P. Melody, and Mercy Elechi, we see you. Thank you so much. Please invite more and more people so that we can engage. Let's come to you, Faridah.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges you experienced?
Wow. Just as Eunia has said, I said earlier I had to resign from work 6 months to a wedding. So concentrate on the wedding, but I didn't look beyond the wedding. I didn't see beyond the wedding. After a wedding, now what next?
Yes.
Now staying at home, it's very difficult. You know, as Eunia has said, you're used to your own cash. You know, I'll go, I'll work, I'll get my own cash. Anything I want, I can buy. You know, there is no limitation. But now, you are under someone. You have to ask everything. Literally, even matchbox you have to ask. So it is so difficult. Personally, also I have something common with her. I personally, I'm not a chef by profession, but I've worked around that area and I know a lot. So what I had that was good for me, it was connections. Not connections as such, but good friends who would call you, come prepare me chapatis, samosas, teach me this. It really helped me. And another thing, I sing with a band that's called Gospel Kings Band. So unapata pastor na waita kwa church, come kindly. I need your team to come to train our people. We go. He appreciates you. So you get the little you get, at least you move somewhere. And then another challenge that I had, I think 8 months after our wedding, my husband lost his job. So now we are 2 people at home. We need to
looking
feed.
at each other.
Looking at each other. We need to feed. There is a baby coming. You have nothing. It was hectic. But thank God for the people who are around us, who held our hands. It took 1 year for my husband to get another job. So by that time, I can just say it's the grace of God.
I'm interested to know how you had to deal practically in that situation, because I'm assuming there are needs in the home.
Definitely.
And of course, they say one of the ways to cure a woman's headache is money. So what did you have to adjust mentally so that you don't drive your husband away, so to speak?
Sure. First and foremost is one thing I know. When you're a prayerful woman, there is that wisdom that God gives you. When you know God, there are things that you will have to learn. You know, for instance, I can say if I was not born again, it would be hectic for him. I would have even packed and go back home. Because he's not providing, and the word says he has to provide. So I would leave. But we thank God for that, for the gift of salvation, for knowing him. And personally, I can say by God's grace, I really supported him. I would encourage him. My husband had to go out of his way. He will do, angeenda kufanya any job, bora ameitwa job. There is a time I know he worked kwa mjengo.
Wow.
Just to provide, because I've just delivered. I need to eat. I cannot go to sing. I cannot do the jobs that I used to do. Now it's the reality. Now it's here. Now what next?
Wow.
So he had to do it.
Thank God for godly women who are out there. I know our generation has kind of branded women as, you know, gold diggers, money minded,
sure.
you know, self-centered. And definitely. Of course, the stories out there are not painting a different picture.
True.
But then we have godly women who are hidden in Christ and who believe in the Word of God. So thank you so much for staying tuned with us. I see some of you are engaging with us on YouTube. I can see Neema Johnson, Anna, Oyela, Maria Mgazo, Wamboi Wairumbe. I can see someone watching us from UAE, that is Maria.
Wow.
And also Wamboi from Nairobi. And Neema Johnson from Malindi. Hey, we should have spoken in Kiswahili today, you know.
Yeah. We need to blend.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. Please invite more of your friends so that we can engage on this topic. So at the end of the day, Eunia, do you feel emotionally drained? How does that affect you? How do you balance your emotion and its effect on your child and on your husband, because now you are balancing so many things?
Well, I can say the first time before I adjusted, as I said earlier on, before I adjusted, I was very low. I was very low. Even my prayer life went very low. I'm in the ministry of prayer, so you can imagine, even in your own ministry, you cannot be able to be effective because of just staying at home. Remember, as I said before I got married, I was in Mombasa. I could go for prayer retreats anytime I want. I have money, so I could use my transport without asking. I would have done so much going to the mountain. Now here you're married and it's your honeymoon phase, so there's no way you'll go here and there.
A
it's
soldier
your
does not go to battle.
Yes. It's a honeymoon phase. You have to stay at home, take care of your husband, take care of yourself, take care of your family, because it's a season. So it really drained me emotionally, because I think I wasn't prepared. It's like I knew I'm married to a pastor, so when I also get into marriage, we will continue with this. We will continue.
Zaga, zaga.
I'm telling you, Kazoya, we will continue to pray, to go for this. But now when reality hit us, our emotions really changed. Because even for him, he used to leave work, pass through church, pass through a friend, to make prayers and all that, and then come home. But now you're married, your wife has been at home the whole day alone with knowing no one. That means immediately you're from work,
you have to go home.
Have to rush home. So that thing really affected me emotionally. Yani sikukuwa mimi vile huwa niko. Mnapata? So and for him it was also the same thing. So staying at home is not before you adjust, it's not something you can really be proud of. It's not something you can, that is if you have been an outgoing person, somebody who does stuff here and there and all that. So I've been coping with such emotions by doing the things I love. So you can get, because I love to pray, because that's my ministry, whenever I feel so bored and I feel as if I'm frustrated, I will just enter into prayer. Alone in the house, my husband is at work and here. So I was praying for the family. So because I had time, it was me who used to share, this is what the Lord says, this is what the Lord says. And I was like, now I'm praying too much and all that, what next? Because I've already done something that I love to do. So hapo ndo kaingilia mambo ya kupika, mambo ya kufanya nini, kusoma neno la Mungu, and that is how I coped up with my emotions. And then also dealing with the same emotions, I had friends. I have a group of my social capital. I can say, wow. I can say, because I'm here today also because of my social capital. So I have very good women in apostolic groups. I have a group called Women at the Well. There is Ama Bearers. These are just groups that I mingle with people, and I find people sharing out the things that I'm also sharing out. So we look common, and we encourage each other. So that's how I've been coping with my emotions.
So you found something to do to engage yourself.
You have
so that
to be busy.
when you're permanent comes home, you're not shouting.
I'm telling
screaming.
you.
And not screaming and pettiness. How about you? How do you deal emotionally?
Emotionally, it's a very tough season for any woman. Losing a job, 2 people at the same time, it is not easy. And adjusting also. I remember when I had just given birth, now the whole attention went to the baby. Now there is a time also my husband told me, wewe umeniacha tu, wewe tu ni mtoto, kwani mimi si mtu, you know. It is tough by the way, but balancing the emotions, you know. Sometimes you can even find yourself in depression if you don't know how to balance the emotions. But if you have the support system, those are the people who hold your hand, who understands you, who visits you, who talk to you, who needs to know what is happening in your life so that they can know how to pray. Like the group that I talked about, Gospel Kings Band, they were always there. Whenever I call them, they will come, we'll fellowship together. You see, you find your emotions at least. And then
you have an outlet.
You have an outlet. I have Kail group. You pour yourself there, and then they just encourage you. You'll get different views, and then you just now when you focus, you see, this is making sense. This is helping. At least I have poured out myself. And then there is also a women's group that I'm the cheerleader. My leader, my deacon, she's very supportive. She's always been there. My pastor, they have been always there to support me, and I'm so grateful. And it really helped me emotionally, because sometimes I will feel like I need to go hide myself, scream, and then come back. But thanks to God for these people.
Wow, that's amazing, because what I'm hearing from you guys is having a support system around you.
A godly one.
Talk, learn to talk, to pour out your emotions.
Very important.
Have you ever found yourself in a place where you had to you reacted in such a way because of being, you know?
Yes, of course. Yes. There's a time we had issues with finances, and I needed money. So I remember that time, I think the way I expressed it, haikufurahisha mchungaji.
Man of God.
Haikumfurahisha. And he also reacted. And the way he reacted, I'm telling you, it was not a good thing. It was not a good thing. So before we patched things up, so many things happened there. So I can say when you don't find a way to balance your emotions, to let out what you need to let out, to bring in what you need to bring in, it's so many things that are going to spoil along the way or during that time. So with me, I can say yes.
You've had an outburst.
I've had that time.
But I'm glad you patched it, you know. How about you, Faridah?
I have experienced it. And my husband, he's a person who doesn't talk. You can even scream, but he will not answer you until you cool down. I remember an incident. We had issues, and I had to sit him down and ask him. So it's like I'm asking a question and I need an answer like right now. Why are you silent? Why are you not answering? And is that person akiwa mekasirika? He will never talk. He will just keep quiet. Until when he sees everything is okay, when he has cooled down, that's when he will sit and talk. So that one has really helped me, because haijatufikisha in a bad place.
You have not hit the roof yet.
We have not hit the roof. I can feel like even jumping, touching that roof, but him will stay quiet completely. until sometimes I always feel bad. Sometimes I always feel like, hey, do you really even care what I'm trying to explain? But Sasa, now that is his personality, and I've adjusted to it and I've accepted. During the first year, it was difficult for me to understand him, his personality. But as time goes by, I understand him better and better each and every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I want to know the people who are watching us tonight. We appreciate you. Kogei Maina says, we thank God for godly women. Great show. Tuned in as a stay-home mom too. Thank you so much, Kogei. Then Rose Mule says, great talk. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in, Rose. Aida Precious says, we are here to learn, relearn, and unlearn.
Nice.
Wow, that is powerful. Let's see more feedback from other people. And Eunia, you guys, you have so many friends out here who are just sending shout-outs. Nobody's sending shout-outs to me. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Let's see more feedback from the rest. But remember, today we are talking about stay-at-home moms. How are they? What are the challenges that they are going through, you know? What are their experiences and all those stuff? Joseph Kinuthia says, the grace has been sufficient this season. We thank God. Then Dor Wandi says, Dorcas watching from Kijabe. The show is on point. Thank you so much, Dor Wandi. Kathy Nafula says tuned in, and then Lucy Ngaira says tuned in Eunia. Then she has lifted up her hands. Lucy Ouko says watching from Kajiado. We appreciate you, Lucy, for watching and staying tuned and sharing your feedback. I want to hear from stay-at-home moms. Please share, we know, 1 or 2 sentences on your experiences of being a stay-at-home mom. How has it been? What are some of the measures that you've taken to ensure that you remain sane at the end of it all? So before we take a break, I want to know, do you have time to unwind, Eunia? Unwind, to relax?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You have to. You said.
Of course, I have time. As I can say, I have a house help. So there's a time I just let go everything. I give the child, I pump milk, I give her, and then I just have time to relax. Sometimes I just go out, eat, come back home. And that has really helped me. And I can say the person who has really helped me to practice that is Joseph, who is my husband, of course. Yeah. He has been really supportive. For instance, if I want to relax and rest, he will give me some cash, of course. Though sitaskia vizuri sana because it's not from my own, but at least I appreciate.
Now you need to learn. His money is our money.
Yes. So yes.
We are about to go on a break, and I think we'll pick up from there so that we can extrapolate more on how to unwind and have a me time. You know, time for yourself.
Me time,
And how important that is, and what are some of the activities one can undertake for me time, because maybe it's not, you don't have money but you want me time. What are some of the things you can do? Thank you so much for staying tuned. We are going to take a short break, but when we come back we are going to pick up from there. See you in a few.
Explore a world of knowledge at Elevation Bookshop. Dive into topics like marriage, money, and spiritual growth with our vast reading materials. But that's not all. We are thrilled to introduce new additions like stationeries, notebooks, modeling clay, dictionaries, pencils, kamusi, and more. And calling all students, gear up for success with our back-to-school items, providing you with everything you need to excel in every subject. At Elevation Bookshop, we're here to assist you in finding the perfect resources for your journey. Do you have specific preferences or looking for something special? Visit us at Kenya Cinema Plaza, mezzanine floor, or contact us on 0748 902 225. Elevation Bookshop. Enrich your life.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned and inviting your friends and engaging with us on our social media handles. We appreciate your feedback. Aida says watching from Roysambu, thank you. Chemoiwo Kim Stano watching from Turkey. God bless you. Lilian Saskoni watching from Kakamega. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for staying tuned and sharing your feed and your feedback with us. We appreciate all those who are watching from different parts of Kenya and also all the stay-at-home moms. Someone has asked if we have stay-at-home men.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are there and if they will really stay at home.
They are.
So yeah, thank you so much. So before we went on a break, we talked about, me time.
Yes.
And having time to unwind and relaxing. And you are giving us,
An
example of going out. What are some of the activities that you undertake? You had mentioned going out and eating, telling the body sorry.
Yes.
Kuambia mwili pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes I also go just out to make my nails, to make my hair. You see, all those things, they make me relax.
Yeah.
And also to mingle with friends. Friends that I can't just bring at home and we stay home the whole day.
Yeah.
Because if I need to relax, I need to go out. Because when I'm inside the house, immediately the baby cries. I think the instincts of a mother, you cannot just stay calm. So those are some of the things that I actually do for me to relax. Going out, sometimes even reading books. But I'm not very, very good in that. So the book has to be very interesting. Very interesting.
Captivating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also watching. I love, of course, to watch.
Yeah.
So I take my time and watch things that are edifying, things that can really help me grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually as well. So those are some of the things I do to relax. Yes.
How about you, Faridah? What do you do to unwind?
Personally, I think there is a program in our church for women. It's called Women Builders. So that is where I came to understand, so I can leave everything and just go and have fun on my own. So I started practicing. I would go for team buildings in the ministries that I serve in church. You have team buildings. I will just leave the baby with the dad. I go. I enjoy myself. Sometimes even in the women group, in my group that I lead, it's called Karens. We have those team buildings, we have meetups, so you unwind. There is a time I even decided now I will go to Heaven's Gate for 3 days. I just need to relax, I just need to pray, I need to have time with God. And it really helped me big time. So those are the activities that I can do, attending our music ministrations. I just find myself very much relaxed.
Someone is saying here, ati please hapo kwa stay at home men, mtusaidie juu ni kubaya. Gabi, you'll need to give more information
On that. Yeah,
so that we know how kubaya that is.
True.
And then Sally is watching from Huisero.
Wow.
Where? Hey, I'm telling
That is
you.
Kakamega.
Yeah, that's in Kakamega,
Yes.
right? Okay. Tyrene says watching also. Thank you so much. Gabi, please give us more information.
Yeah.
So we can
We need
respond.
to know how bad it is.
So I know earlier you had mentioned that you had to find something else to do so that you are not just staying at home. So staying sane at the end of the day, how do you manage that? Especially now that you are going away, coming back home. I know while we were on break we said sometimes you leave home, everything is well arranged, you leave the baby then when you come back. But then how do you balance to ensure that you are actually a balanced person, both physically, emotionally and spiritually, so that you're not leaning so much on one side? Yeah.
So for me, one thing I have learned in life is just to take everything with a positive mindset. Taking everything with a positive mindset, because the way you perceive things, the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so he is. So I have learned when I take everything positively, even the challenges, when I take the challenges positively, automatically I'll be sane. I won't So I can say, for instance, when I gave birth to Zera, the first 2 months, my baby had colic and he used to cry the whole night. The whole night. Yes, I have a husband, I have a house girl, but it was still messy for me. Remember, you have to give the house girl time to rest during the night, so that during the day she can work effectively. The same, and this husband who has to go to work during the day, he wants to come home and rest. So as much as you're having people in the house, you still have a lot. So you see, if I wouldn't take this positively, I'm telling you, I will go insane. So at night when the baby will cry because he wanted, you just put him here and then you walk around the house. So I started telling myself, will I be walking just in this house like this? And I took an initiative and I said, whenever he cries and I want to, he wants me to put him and walk around, I will be prayer walking. So I will walk with him during the night and just speak in tongues with him from one corner to the other. It has come to a point where when he cries, he will stop when he hears somebody speaking in tongues. So you see, I took that thing in a positive manner. At least even the crying itself, I didn't want to complain that I'm staying up the whole night without sleeping. Without, at least I made something out of that challenge. So in life, if you want to be sane, take everything positively. I know there are some challenges that are very, very, very tough, very difficult. But if you learn to take things positively, if you learn to create the best out of that challenge, if you learn to probably just take everything easy, then everything will be okay. So me, I've learned kuchukulia kila jambo kila jambo ambalo linatendeka kwa maisha yangu kulichukulia kwa wema. So nitafute kitu ambacho kitanifanya niwe na maisha rahisi, maisha tu ya raha, maisha ya furaha hata katika changamoto. I just look for something that will make me just overcome that thing. And then the Bible says those that are born in him overcome that which is of the world. Of course, that which is of the world ndio hiyo ambayo inaletuletea changamoto. And of course, I am born of God. So I believe I cannot go sin when I am with God.
You cannot go insane. So what are some of the misconceptions, Faridah, about stay-at-home moms out there?
Wow. First of all, some men, some, but not ours. They always think when you're staying at home, there is nothing you're doing. Oh, unakaa tu kwa nyumba, mbona hujafanya hii? By the house chores, they are the most tiring ones. Nazishangi. So mtu akikuwa na umekaa kwa nyumba, anaona huyu hata hana kitu ya kufanya. Anashinda tu amelala. I remember there is a day, before, I think it was just after I've given birth. My hubby came back. I had not done something that he wanted me to do. And then he asked me, what did you do? You just stayed here. You should have done it. Was it so difficult? I told him, no, it was not difficult, but I was doing something else I had not finished. So later on, there is a day, he stayed at home the whole day with me. So he's the one who did everything. So in the evening, he told me, I'm so tired. And he told me, just shut up, vyombo, umechoka. So since that day, he would say, I appreciate for the work that you do in the house. Even if I go to work, whatever that you're doing here, I do appreciate. So another misconception. So they say you hear some people think ukiwa tu nyumbani you cannot be productive. The proverb that one woman, she was industrious. She will buy land. Hakuna sijaona mali wamesema by then anaenda kazi. I've not seen saying she was working, but she will she's staying at home, but she's very much industrious. Unapata ananunua land, anasaidia the husband, anafanya nini, anashona manguo kwa nyumba, watu wake hawapati baridi. That is the proverb that one woman. So a woman who stays at home, you are powerful. In fact, as Eunia has said, if you are staying at home, you have the whole time for yourself. You cannot do everything. We are not superheroes as stay-at-home mom. You have good time. You can just create your schedule. Ya kuomba, ya kusoma neno. By then you can really grow spiritually if you are a stay-at-home. Huku nje, akili iko huku. By then even hata ukikaa kwa gari, you just need to relax. You don't have time to pray. So a stay-at-home, those hizo maneno usemo huko nje about the stay-at-home moms, I don't agree with them. We are very resourceful even at home, as we have said. We will do, unapata kibarua umeitwa mahali. Of lately there have been, unapata mtu anakuambia have this issue, kindly help me. You find yourself, unasaidia huyo mtu, unampea mawaidha, you pray with that person. You've done something. Haujakaa tu. There is something you're doing at the end of the day. So it's then, now after
a stay-at-home mom is resourceful.
Very.
They take it with stride, as you had mentioned.
Yes.
Have you experienced any other stereotype that is associated with stay-at-home moms, Eunia?
Pardon?
Have you experienced stereotypes or misconceptions out there about stay-at-home moms?
Yes, of course, and she has mentioned some, but I'll mention one. People really think women who stay at home are dunderheads.
Very true.
People think out here women who stay at home are foolish or something like that. But it is not the case. And me, I want to encourage women who are at home. I know most of us are at home for reasons. Nobody just wants to stay at home. Because when the Bible, in the book of Genesis, when we were created, everybody was given a responsibility. Men were given responsibilities, women were given responsibilities. So for women, we of course have our own responsibilities, but there are things that make us stay at home. For instance, you cannot, like, if for myself, I cannot just come from Mombasa to Limuru and immediately start working and all that. I have no connections, I have not built friends, I have not built any friendship that is somebody who was given birth through CS or even normal delivery. You can't expect that person to come from maternity ward and just go out there. So this thing of people calling women who stay at home a dunderhead, they can't do anything. I'm telling you, let me tell them today, you have mistaken. You have mistaken. Personally, I'm not dunderhead, and I know the ability that I have. I know the ability that I carry, the ability to do stuffs, the ability to do everything. that I'm able to. So I can't say myself I'm dunderhead. So men and women who are even women, I'm even surprised. You hear this coming from women who are working. You hear this from women. So I'm like, when that time will come, when you woman who will give birth, or you'll shift your environment because of marriage, you'll still be in the situation in which these other women who are at home are going through. So it is very important, even before we talk, we try to understand and learn from these people who are experiencing such things.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome. So stay-at-home moms are not dunderheads. They are not just sleeping, they're also doing something. And they're not just eating their husband's money.
Yeah.
They are industrious.
But it is not bad to eat our husband's money.
No, there's that aspect of you just stay to where unangoja kukula. So we are going to take another short break. When we come back, we are going to hear questions from you, if you have any. Thank you.
Every man of God must remain focused in the ministry.
A pastor needs prayer, care, love, and encouragement.
You have to have a mentor, someone you can be able to obey, to love, to submit to.
What these pastors and leaders should do to create the right culture.
The most powerful thing a pastor can do to his people is teach them.
Being accountable to an authority is not weakness, it's strength.
On Encourage a Pastor, we share real and authentic conversations that intend to give solutions to a pastor.
If there's a minister out there are character issues, don't push. Don't keep on ministering. You won't be fruitful.
In the body of Christ, certain wives have given up because probably they feel they haven't gotten the right leadership from their own husbands.
We need to learn to know our husbands after the Spirit.
I'm telling you, don't quit.
Catch Encourage a Pastor every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. And before we went on a break, we talked about some of the misconceptions that are out there about stay-at-home moms. But the key takeaway is it's just a season, and stay-at-home moms should take it positively and, you know, grab every time that they have to grow themselves in whatever area or skill that they are enabled with. So let me read a few of our comments. Bosco Ayeko says hi to Faridah. Mudhoni George says hi to Eunia. And Joseph Kinuthia says he's saying take advantage of every season, grow spiritually, something to do, build capacity as stay-at-home moms.
True.
Yeah, I think he's reiterating the points that we had talked about. Now, one of the other major questions out there, Farid, is how can a husband support their wives who is stay at home?
First and foremost is to give them emotional support.
Yeah.
It is very important. A woman can go crazy without your knowledge, actually. Because staying at home, first of all, this is a person who has been used to work. This person, she's used to social life, ako tu uko nje kutafuta and all that, but now she's staying at home. Support her however you can. I thank God for her husband who gives her some money, go. That is good. Let our spouses take from that. It is good to support them. You will hear people also say you can give them some car allowance. It is not ukuje upata umepikiwa, nyumba ni safi, mtoto wako sawa. Even your needs, personal needs are good, taken care of them. It is something good. Just appreciating this person, it goes a long way.
Maybe you can add your voice to that, Eunia.
Yes.
I know that the stay-at-home moms who are watching us, they are saying, put pressure on allowance.
So me, I strongly feel when you get married, you know your partner and you understand them. And there's something called love language. So for me, I have my own love language, and of course in my own love language, that's how I want to be supported. Because the way Faridah wants to be supported might not be the same way I want to be supported. For instance, I love cooking, so I'll not need a lot of support in cooking, but there are some other areas where I'm weak in, so my husband comes in. Sometimes he will even help me wash the dishes, though he didn't want me to say that, but he helps me at times in doing such things. So men out here, whenever you are staying with a woman, they really need both emotional and physical support. Affirmation of words. You can just wake up and tell them how good they are, how amazing they are, the efforts they put in, because sitting at home is not just sleeping and watching. It takes a lot. And sometimes you can even take a day off and say this is a family day, because men don't like to stay at home. That is something when I interact with women or friends, you'll hear people say, my husband will not stay at home. It can be ministry, it cannot, sometimes even public holidays. You'll just hear, there is a meeting I have to attend. I don't know what it is with men with going out, but men today, if you can take time and spend with your family, just stay at home. See how the day inaendelea, just see how the wife does things, see how your baby is growing, because even when you are just coming in and going out, the baby will not have that fatherly love, and then it will reach at a point where the baby will love the mother more, and you'll start complaining that you are telling this baby something, or you are turning the baby again. No, these people learn when you are there. So learn to be present for your families, for your wife, especially during pregnancy. During pregnancy, they really need a lot of support. For me, I got a lot of support, and that is when I knew I married the right person. So even marrying right will help to answer this question. Thank you, Linda.
Maybe just to add on what she has said, it is very true. During the journey of pregnancy is not easy. If you get the wrong partner, utahangaika hapo na utachoka na makazi zako hapo. I thank God for my husband who is not even afraid to do laundry. He will do laundry, anahang uko nje, ananiendea maji. Personally, even today when we have issues with water, I don't go to fetch water. He does it, and he does it gladly. I remember the first time, as she has said, men love going. During mtoto wetu akianza kutambaa, he would go. So most of the time you'll find the baby very much attached to me. So I talked to him, but thank God he learned it. So akiwata haendi mahali, he'll stay in the home the whole day with the baby. So nowadays you find the baby saa zingine hata ananikataa, anakubali the dad. Because of that, juu anamuona.
Then I think what you guys are putting out is communication.
Yes,
is important. Don't just nuna or just be upset.
He's not an angel.
So you have to speak out and say. And I know someone is wondering now, when you say allowance, Eunia.
Yes.
What angle should a woman come in this in terms of allowance? Because you know, some can demand 50,000. I want 50,000 a month, or 100,000. So can we speak more on allowance so that again we don't say allowance and we break people's marriages because they had the word allowance.
Yes.
And I have not been given allowance.
Yes.
Sijakuwa nikipata allowance. Yeah.
So with me, there's something I've learned from my best couples. They normally tell us, sit, discuss your finances, agree on what to do in that particular month and what not to do. So when you have that budget, you'll be able to tell the kind of money your husband has at that particular time.
Yeah.
So you cannot be demanding 50,000 and you know there is no even an extra coin for something that comes or something that pops up along the month. So when you sit and discuss with your partner on the area of finances, you'll be able to know. Sometimes when we sit, of course, with Joseph, that is, and we are discussing our finances, he will ask me, what else have we left? So there is where I bring in my mind. So I might not actually say about allowances because it's like, because the things we are doing out of love. We should not be paid for. So I can just bring my mind. I say, maybe I need my nails done, I need my hair done. So just say something, not just actually mentioning you need to pay me for this. I'm the one who signed in for this, so I can't be demanding for payment. But of course, as a man who has wisdom, a man who knows this thing is not easy, they can just appreciate their wives. It's not a must that ujue ni pesa ya tomato sijatuma, pesa ya kitungu. No. Sometimes you just send the money until the wife is like, hello, you've sent me some cash, what is it for? That is yours. Mpaka unashtua bibi kidogo. At least in the marriage it makes the marriage very
spicy.
It spices the marriage. So it's not si kitu lazima tu ati inya hii. Sometimes just give her cash, let her do with the cash whatever she wants. And there's a time I was getting this let me just explain. In the first months of our marriage, we were not financially stable. We were not financially stable. There's a day, remember, Joseph left 20 bob in the house. I took a picture of that 20 bob. It's in my phone, just for remembrance. And it's not like he wanted to. He didn't have.
Circumstances. He
didn't have. And I remember that day he left that cash. He walked to work. So I can't be in that position knowing all that and then I start demanding. So if we get to such a point where you understand your husband and yeye anakuelewa, marriage will just flow. So if today he gives me 20 bob, I'll complain because I know life is a bit better than before. We are not yet there, but I'll say life is a bit better than before. So if people in marriages learn to sit, discuss finances, you'll be able to tell. You won't even demand. You'll be able to tell this and this and this. Sometimes women want money for chama, and they hakuna vile wanaweza sema nataka pesa ya chama and all that, because when you ask a man for money for chama, kuna siku atakuuliza chama yako haijakufikia.
Hujapata, haifiki.
So you just tell them you need this cash, and then you know how you'll balance your cash that you're given. That is when you're staying at home. How you'll balance it, and then if you throw some cash to chama and all that, like I can say hata mimi nimekuwa kwa hizo chama and all that, and I am very proud. This month I bought something in the house.
Wow.
And I said that will be the song of the year. Every time I enter the house, I am proud of myself. I am at home, but this one,
you did something.
Yes, I did.
Industrious.
Yes.
Proverbs 31 would say. You may not be buying land,
Yes.
but land in your context could be, you know,
that cup.
That cup, or you know,
a
new
cups.
set of plates.
Yes.
Very true.
So people should learn to do things from where they are.
Yes.
Don't be too demanding. Ukisikia allowance, now you want to be working at
We
home.
write our contract.
You at the end of each month, I want to be given this amount. No, it should stem from the position that you as a couple are in, so that you can be able to help one another.
Yes. True.
Let me read a few feedback from the viewers tonight. Rose Mora Maina says Eunia is a powerhouse. Andrew Anyangu says a good conversation. Andrew Anyangu again says watching from Shoroni. Asante sana. Pauline Ndege watching from Diani. Hey, today Mombasa raha. Wycliffe says I can see 3 ladies. Maybe there's a 4th one. And then watching from Mukunda, that is Princess Kwalanda. And then Ambotek Fabricators watching from Mbasa, Mashimoni. Kathy Nafula says, my daughter, you make me proud always. And then Bosco Ayeko says, say hello to Faridah Kazungu, Shemeji. You are making me proud, kudos. Yes. So at least now we have people from Mashemeji watching us tonight. We appreciate you, all those who are watching from the coasts all the way to Western, to Nairobi, to Rift Valley.
Kajiado.
We appreciate Kajiado.
Even Turkey.
Even Turkey, man. We have crossed borders.
We are worldwide.
Yes. So thank you so much, all the people who've been watching tonight. We want to appreciate you. Maybe I'll give you 20 seconds to just, sign out. Eunia. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Linda, for this opportunity. It has been a great thing to be here today to speak to us. It's also a way of relaxing, sharing out and letting in what we need to let in. And I'll also say thank you to those people who have supported me, Joseph being one of them, and also many ladies who have supported me before coming here. We have Akina Jackie, Akina Celestina, Akina Favor. These are people who have...
Salamu sasa zinatuma.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
These are people who have actually worked with me, and thank you. I'd love to do more of this.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, Faridah, sign out in 10 seconds, please.
I want to take this opportunity to thank you for hosting us. Thank you for everything. Thank you for my husband, my in-law. Thank you for Kail wives, Jewel actually also. Thank you for everyone, all those people who are there, and those our support system, my support system. Thank you so much.
Okay. God bless you also, Faridah and Eunia, for agreeing to come. To share your story. I believe all those who've been watching us tonight, you've learned and picked 1 or 2 things. I'd like to encourage you to follow us on our social media platforms, on Facebook and on YouTube, Elevate TV Kenya, and also Linda J. Talam on all social media platforms. So let's stay tuned and keep in touch for more of these shows. God bless you and have a good night.
Elevate TV. advancing kingdom lifestyle.
This is CBN Newswatch.